If you've ever tried fasting and felt exhausted, moody, or simply like your body was fighting against you, this video is for you. I feel it coming. So many women start fasting believing that it'll be this magic pill, this quick fix, but end up burning out simply because they approach it in the wrong way. Let's talk about the 5 biggest mistakes that I see women make when it comes to fasting. When I first started fasting, I had this no pain, no gain kind of mindset. Very masculine, very out of body, and it did not suit me whatsoever. It was literally like my body was fighting against me and I could not lose the weight. This not only disconnected me from my body, but also my feminine power and energy. I was not listening to my body, I was listening to my mind. And we know as feminine women, we have to listen to our bodies so that we can be synced in and to level up. It wasn't until I started to actually listen to my body and my innate energy that I was able to lose the weight the way in which I had anticipated. This allowed it to become a sustainable way of me not only losing weight, but getting to see myself in the way that I had always envisioned, to see my reflection the way that I remembered it being, but even better. It wasn't until I truly started listening to my body, syncing my fast and my emotional states with my cycle, that allowed me to make it sustainable and even blissful. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1, ignoring your hormones. As women, we have cycles, we have menstrual cycles, and typically it is within the 28-day cycle to 30 some day cycle. That's just the range, right? But when we are going at it in a very masculine way where we are listening to our minds, we are like, we can do it, we can do it. We are putting ourselves into their cycle, which is a 24-hour cycle where their hormones go up and down. But for us, our hormones go up and down by the week, right? And so when it comes to that, we have to pay attention, especially to the luteal phase and the follicular phase. And this allows us to be able to make fasting sustainable and blissful. Now, one of the things that I like to do instead of going at it in this very masculine way is to ease up on fasting when it comes to my cycle. When I am on my cycle, I am eating for the first 3 to 4 days when it is actually on. And then once it's off, I'm going back right into fasting. And that has allowed my body to rest and reset. There's so much going on during that time that your body needs that nourishment in that food. So that is one thing that I absolutely love. Now, Dr. Mindy Perez, she says in her book, Fast Like a Girl, to feast 10 days before your cycle. Now, although I do believe that that can be beneficial, especially to have the hormone that triggers your cycle to come on to work the way it's supposed to, I find that to be a bit much for me, and I'm not able to sustain it because it is almost too much going on for me to be able to sustain that. Now, what I mean is, because in her book she states that you should be able to fast during your cycle, for me, I just feel awful. I feel like depleted, right? And for me to eat 10 days before my cycle, that is a lot of days that I am consuming food every single day. And before your cycle, you are going to want a lot of carbs. One of the things that I found to be beneficial is for me to up my carbs on my feast days before my cycle, up my protein as well. And I feel amazing. I feel blissful before my cycle when you're typically PMSing and during my cycle. It has really changed the game for me, and being able to cycle sync in that way has allowed my hormones to be regulated and decrease my cortisol because I'm not stressed out as much. Mistake number 2, over fasting on feast days. This is basically you are not consuming enough food. And a lot of women think that it will be beneficial for them not to eat as much on their feast days. But I'm going to tell you that can backfire on you because it is no longer sustainable. Your body is going to go through it and you may become moody, irritable, and just simply burnt out. This can also disrupt your hormones and create an imbalance in them, especially because, as I said before, We are ladies and we have cycles. And sometimes during the month, we're going to need more food than we typically would, especially on feast days, right? So you want to be able to nourish your body the way it needs to be with the foods that actually are beneficial for you and that are suitable for the physical activities that you do throughout the day. Now, you may be someone who likes to, just get the house ready and done, and that's it. That is your workout. While some ladies may like to go to boxing or roller skating and things like that. So, you want to make sure that you are nourishing your body for what suits your current lifestyle or the lifestyle that you want to have. One of the things that you can do when it comes to fasting is literally start slow. And I know that a lot of people want to get right into it, but that is, again, one of those no pain, no gain mentality kind of situations. What I would suggest is, again, starting slow. For me, when I first started in the beginning, when I first started fasting, I would only fast on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So then I could have my Saturdays and Sundays when we go to football games and things like that. I was able to eat. Now that I am a little bit heavier into the game, a little more mature in the fasting game, I'm able to fast every other day, except for during my cycle, which allows my body to rest and relax. And it allows me to have a little bit more reliability into when I'm going to eat, how much I'm going to eat. And I know before my cycle comes, I'm going to consume a little bit more carbs and a little bit more protein. And that allows me to have a really good time while keeping my hormones regulated. Now, a lot of times I'll see in certain groups where people are like, oh, I want to do a 48-hour fast, I want to do a 72-hour fast, and they want to do a rolling fast as this. So that means for 72 hours, they will fast, they'll eat for one day, and then 72 hours again, they'll fast, eat one day, 72 hours again. And that is a lot of fasting that if you are just doing this on your own without any physician or anyone like being able to watch you and make sure you're good, this can lead to burnout, irritability. Like you can have a really hard time, especially if you are a wife, especially if you're a mother and other people are relying on you. It's hard to be there for yourself when you are doing this. Now, resting is a part of the process. You are going to need to rest from fasting. And what does that mean? You're going to have a feast day. And with alternate day fasting, you're going to have a feast day, or you would benefit from having a feast day every other day, just like you would have a fast day every other day. Now, I have had a 42-hour fast just when I hit a plateau and I needed just that little bit of oomph to get past that hump. Now, I would not do that for me personally more than twice a year because that is a lot on our bodies, that is a lot on our hormones, that is a lot on you emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of that. So if you're not doing this for like a religious reason or a spiritual reason where you're fasting and it's like you really want to get in there, if you are doing this like I am for vanity, I would only do, more than an alternate day fasting kind of fast, which is like more than 36 hours. I would only do that probably twice a year. Again, I may be a certified occupational therapist, but I'm not your occupational therapist, physician, nutritionist, none of that. So take that as you will. Mistake number 3, not eating enough on feast days. Subconsciously, a lot of women believe that that will help put them ahead of the game and that they do not need to eat as much on their feast days. I'm going to tell you, you need to eat. You need to nourish your body. And the reason being is your body is connected to everything, right? Your ability to feel safe is your body knowing that, hey, I don't have to hold on to this fat. Spiritually, fat is a way of keeping you safe. It not only keeps you safe when you fall, but it also keeps you safe from certain situations. And in that, when you do not feel safe, your body will hold on to fat. When you are not consuming enough food, your body may not feel safe and will hold on to that fat because they think that there will be a drought or a famine, and it wants to make sure that you are safe and that you make it through this famine. So, when it comes to fasting days, you're going to want to honor your feast days. Your feast days prepare you for fasting. It prepares your body to withstand not consuming any food. And if you are doing clean fasting, which basically means only drinking water, only having tea, only having caffeine, you will go through autophagy, which is cellular cleaning, and it gets rid of the things that your body does not need. But when you're eating, you're not able to actually do that. Now, on your feasting days, you are going to want to have rich, nourishing meals. This means rich in fats, especially if you're doing anything that causes you to sweat a lot. This will allow you to be able to function normally without feeling depleted or just simply drained and exhausted. Now, I have experienced this with hot mat Pilates, and the amount of sweat that I release and consuming electrolytes still, I need that fat. You'll also want to consume a lot of proteins, high in protein, high in fats, and that also means you need some fiber in there as well to help move things out. Okay, you are building trust with your body, and building trust with your body knowing what to expect can put you in a plateau, but it also allows your body to feel safe enough to release the fat that we're trying to release and get rid of. We don't want it. It's not serving us, right? All right, mistake number 4, fasting from a place of control or punishment. When you're fasting from the state of punishment or control, your nervous system is going to push back. It is going to resist that healing, like we were talking about autophagy. It is going to make it difficult for you to actually lose that weight, simply because it is hard to change anything that does not feel loved. That was a quote that I heard a while ago. And when you are constantly judging someone, they're going to continue to do that action that you're judging them on rather than change. They will only change when you love them. And the same is true about your body. When you can look in the mirror and say, I love you regardless of what is going on, that is when you can change. So instead of, or lose weight. So instead of looking at yourself and saying, I'm going to punish my body, I haven't earned this, or I didn't deserve this, or whatever, that I know a lot of people do in the diet culture, because with fasting, it becomes a lifestyle, honestly. I won't even say that it is something that you won't want to continue to do, because once you start to fast, depending on your protocols, you're going to want to keep doing it. But you'll also understand that I can have whatever I want and I can still lose weight. That is the most liberating thing that you will realize when you start to fast. You're losing weight and you can have a treat here and there. You can continue to eat the things that you eat, but you're still losing weight. And that in itself will allow you to release that need to control everything. Like, oh, I can't have that. I can't do that. I'm on this low fat journey diet or whatever. It is creating almost like a safety net of love for your body and your ability to not allow food to control you. At least, you know, how the diet culture can be, where food's controlling you for right now. And then all of a sudden you're on the other spectrum where you're binging and it's still controlling you, right? So letting go of that control, letting go of the need to punish yourself and your body will change the game. You may also want to shift from the energy of I have to I get to. I get to eat this nourishing food. I get to enjoy this XYZ. For me, I hate salad. I hate salad. I hate cold food. But instead of me just focusing on the things that I don't like that are healthy, I focus on the things that I do like that are healthy. I love soup. Soup is amazing. And it's healthy and it's nourishing and it's filling. But it's not something that harms my body, such as like dairy or cheese and things that my body personally does not like. And seeing it as I get to enjoy avocado on my chili instead of cheese. Right? I get to. I get to. Fasting can be a sacred pause. It is not a punishment. Mistake number 5, not supporting your nervous system. Stress plus fasting can equal a cortisol catastrophe, just cortisol chaos, right? And when we are not able to release certain emotions, because when we are releasing fat, I truly believe, but don't quote me, fat holds emotions. that can hold trauma. It can hold certain things within your body. And when you are releasing that, you're also releasing that emotional thing that was tethered to you or held on to you, right? But when you are able to do certain things to help regulate your nervous system and to regulate those emotions that are coming out and to be able to hold them and release them, that's when the game can change. So, to help you do that, you can incorporate grounding, gentle walks, journaling, therapy, whatever it may be that works for you. Even working out can be something that allows you to like get that out and to regulate that nervous system will help you make this a sustainable and delicious journey. The calmer you feel, the better the results. And one of the things that I will add in is that you will need to get actual rest. You need to make sure that you are sleeping. Instead of that no pain, no gain mentality, as I spoke about earlier, such as I gotta get up early, I gotta go work out, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Changing that mindset from I have to I get to, right? But also making sure that you get enough rest. As women, we need a lot of rest because of that up and down of our hormones. And so when it comes to sleeping, we want to make sure that we get 8 hours of sleep. I understand if you can't, but you want to make sure that you have time for rest, naps, whatever it may be. Because I will say, from my own personal experience, I lose weight in a more sustainable way. And I'm able to continue to lose weight when I actually get the right amount of sleep for me, when I'm resting and I'm not rushing, when I am able to just release the need to do, and just be. So, here's a tangible tip that you can have. You are going to want to start your day the night before, right? So that you can start your day slowly and gently. You want to be able to consume some tea on your fasting day. And if you're not sure what tea, will work for you, you may want to look into Fast, Feast, and Repeat by Ken Steffens. It is a book. It is amazing. It goes through all the science and all the things that fasters go through and the different types of fast as well, other than just alternate day fasting. But you'll want to get some tea or some hot water and journal. You may want to go on a walk or to meditate, to pray. And that is one of the things that I like to do to start my fasting days, just so that I feel grounded in gratitude of me being able to do this fasting day and to celebrate and be in it in a way that is divine and delicious for me. If you're just starting your fasting journey, I would love for you to comment below which one of these fasting mistakes you've made. Believe me, you are not alone. And if you like more guidance on feminine wellness and fasting rhythms, go ahead and subscribe. I will be uploading a video every week on these things. I love you.